Hey YouTube, this is your second lesson with Harp Girl, and today I'm going to teach you some more techniques to play the harp. Now, if you didn't see my first video, I would highly recommend going back and viewing it because I'm going to be building on the techniques that you used in that first video. So, last time I talked about back straight, elbows up, pulling your hands in, and today I'm going to focus a little bit more specifically on your hand technique. Whenever you place your fingers, you should have your thumb above all of your second, third, and fourth fingers. Now as well, a lot of times I mess up on this one, so no worries if you don't get it exactly, but you see how you can bend your finger joints backward? You don't ever want to have them bent backward when you're playing because that allows you to pull your hands in and it gives you a more robust sound. So if you watch, I could play like this. But really, I should have my knuckles out, here, here, and here. And it gives you a clearer sound. And finally, also for your hands, a lot of times you're not using all of your fingers at once. So I could be playing with my first and second finger, and I have the third and fourth finger and my pinky just hanging out here. You never want to have them up here, and you never want to have them dropped way low. Really, they should just be in a comfortable fist. So if I'm not using all the rest of my fingers, they're just going to hang out back there and do nothing, really. But you don't want them getting in your way down below, and then up high, that will really strain your fingers. I promise, just in that natural fist, they will not get in your way. So also, a step up from what we did last time. Last time I asked you to do an octave just with one finger and then going up and down with two fingers. This time you should work on arpeggios. Yay! The root of the word actually means to play the harp. So they work well with the placement of your hands. They sound really beautiful. They make you kind of sound more advanced than you really are, even though it's the same skill level as playing a chord. So a chord is either 2 or 3 or more notes that are all being played at the same time, such as this. Now, if I were to play an arpeggio, that's breaking up the chord so it's happening at different times, like this. And with an arpeggio, what you're going for is even spacing in between the notes, as well as even sound. So you want to make sure that you're playing them and plucking with the same strength. Whenever you play, make sure that you replace firmly so that you don't get any buzzing. So make sure that you're grabbing onto those strings each time that you go back to it. And I'll just play you a little bit of a sample. They're very similar to rolled chords. Now, for the arpeggios, you also can go downward. And it's the same concept. You want to just make sure that you're putting extra emphasis on your thumb. And finally, something I want to cover with you guys is when you're playing, you want to make sure you're using as many fingers as possible if the notes are connected in their direction. So say you have notes going upward, like C, D, E, and G. Instead of plucking all 4 strings with my second finger, I want to try and use all 4 fingers, my fourth, third, second, and first. And say I was going up, and then I came back down. Then I would also want to replace all 4 of those fingers, but I would use the last finger as a pivot finger. And using that pivot will help you from buzzing, it will help you replace firmly, and it will use the muscle memory in your hand. Now I've used the term muscle memory several times now, and what muscle memory is it's helping your fingers and your joints and all of that know where your fingers should be going. Athletes actually use it. They do the same motion over and over and over. Eventually your brain won't even have to think about it. It'll just bypass and go to the muscles that you're using, and you'll be able to play beautifully. So there are plenty of tips in this for you to go work on for now. It'll take a while to master all of them. You might write all of them down or just focus on one trait until it's ingrained in you and it becomes muscle memory so you don't have to think about them all at once. Thanks for joining Harp Girl. I'll see you soon.